Alright, let me start again. Hello Twitch and probably YouTube. I'm premiering my transcription I made for Undone by virt. This is the last track from his album FX4. I first heard it in 2012 and tried to analyze it like this. Just using like a keyboard display while the track races along. And as you can see, like there's little delay echoes. See how the volume's going down on square zero? It's hard to tell what note is actually being played, or like what note I'm hearing. Also these really fast arpeggios. And then things get pretty busy before long. Like, let me just kind of skip ahead to the ending a little bit. Even the bass gets really busy at times, so that was a little too hard for me to analyze, but one day someone came to my stream and told me about a version of FamiTracker that could import NSFs. virt made this album in FamiTracker right after making the soundtrack for Blood Rain Betrayal, where he just learned to use FamiTracker. I think he was using ModPlug before. He was using something else to make chiptunes, but FamiTracker lets you make hardware-authentic stuff that can play on a physical NES. So he made FX4 in FamiTracker, and so released it as NSF. So now I can import the NSFs he made. So it was made in FamiTracker, and now we're putting it back into FamiTracker so we can see what virt sequenced, note for note. So this transcription, you know, I didn't become some kind of perfect pitch god and like do all this by ear. This is just me like looking at it and then clicking around to write it in Guitar Pro 5. So that it's easier for musicians to sort of look at this at a glance. I've added chord symbols that are kind of my harmonic analysis, just based on the notes that are being played. Although I might want to play along to see what's really going on here. So I haven't rehearsed this at all. I just finished the transcription finally last night. It was kind of I took a break for a couple months, but I only had a little bit left. So I finally finished writing out the solo section at the end. And I'm really excited about this now. I'm ready to present it again. Unfortunately, I can't play them both at the same time because this tempo marking of 112 is not accurate. It's actually 112.5. Like if I play these, I'll start the Guitar Pro first. Oops, well, it lagged. Guitar Pro's gonna fall behind before long. Oh, it's already getting out of phase. It sounds really nice to hear them together, though. But before I get too far ahead here, let's just kind of look at the first couple measures here. So Undone is similar to Try, the last track from FX3. It's also in the key of A-flat minor. You know, lots of flats. Good key for slow ballads, I guess. Why'd I go with A-flat minor over G-sharp minor? 7 flats over 5 sharps. Much uglier, right? Well, it's right here. The very second chord is A-flat major 9. One of these. Calling that G-sharp major 9 means I have G-sharp, B-sharp, D-sharp, F double sharp, A-sharp. It gets pretty hairy. And like we have B flat, we have F minor, B flat, A flat again, like lots of keys, lots of chords with flats in them. That would make more sense to be spelled with flats. Later on there's some E chords and C sharp chords though, which I did have spelled as F flat major and D flat minor, but I don't think anyone uses those anymore. That's classical thinking, and this piece is clearly not based on classical harmony. There's much more jazzy chords going on in here. Like, the chords are jazzy, but I think the harmony might be more classical than one might expect. Than I expected it would be, anyway. So yeah, very first chord, really similar to Try, where it has this, like, sort of suspended feel. But yeah, this one's an E-flat sus4. But then we go for this like really Chrono Trigger sort of vibe. Well, like These arpeggios rushing by here is just another E flat sus4. Like a repeat of our last chord, but the texture underneath, we got a C in the bass. So that's all the notes we need right there to spell A flat major 9. Right, we have an A flat up here, but there's 2 B flats, so it's really emphasizing the 9th. But also like the slower thing going on in square 1. Oh, well, it says square 1 and square 2 in FamiTracker. It says square 0 and square 1 in my NSF plug player for Winamp. Oh, and there's really heavy Chrono Trigger vibes again. We have this like chromatic harmony. We've gone from C natural to C flat in the bass. So these notes aren't also like explicitly played. I think it's like a gradual slide if you look at it in FamiTracker here. Yeah, it even sounds like it. You can see Virt likes to do what is it? Really quick duty cycle shifts. Like, yeah. See how like in square 1 we have like V0 and V1. These refer to duty cycle, like switching the width of the square waves. Like maybe they're like narrow pulses, or maybe they're more like evenly spaced blocky bits. He changes duty cycle on almost every single note. That's how he replicates at Ultra games, like the Konami kind of soundtracks. Like, let's just solo square 1 here. You can kind of hear it, actually. You can sort of hear like how the timbre changes. Oh, it's actually changing. Actually, these blue numbers here are the volume. So, like, you know, 6 is when it's loudest, but then on the very next frame, like, these are 128th notes, this finest degree of resolution for notes here. It changes to V0, and then the delay echo from a dotted 8th note ago, or I guess a dotted 16th note ago. This is a really common thing in NES game soundtracks, is to like repeat the note that you played a note and a half ago in between your other notes to sort of make a delay effect, just to thicken things up. That's really nice. I didn't notice like it was a different duty cycle for the delay echo. That's, and again, a fine little detail that I'm not going to put in my transcription, because our brains are not hearing like Marbles on the Stairs 64th notes, like all these little delay notes in between these. But yeah, square 2 here. Oh yeah, and this like fades in like really quietly. Like this, a melody starting out with like 2, 3, 4 for volume. That's really quiet. Virt usually has his melodies around 6. And all these little P's here, these are fine pitch. So P80, this is hex by the way, so 80 is considered like, you know, what the pitch should be in tune. So 81 is like 1 hex notch, like a 16th sharper. 7E would be 2 notches, or oh yeah, 7F, okay, we can be closer. So 7E would be like 2 16ths flatter. So this is just some vibrato going on here. And then we have like we go from A to A sharp, but it's flat. Oh, almost there, almost there. Okay, it's in tune. Then it goes back down. Like look at how much like handcrafted detail is in a simple vibrato. This is what it takes to make NES chip tunes. So to sort of like But to get it to like sound right in Guitar Pro, I kind of had to like mark where things get flatter. And I also love what's going on. Like, we're only on our third chord here, and we have quite a bit of ambiguity going on here. Like, our first chord is E flat sus4, even though I specified the key of A flat minor, 7 flats. So, like, what's going on? It's starting on a dominant chord? No, it's more like just starting with texture. And then our very next thing, B flat sus4 over C flat, or B natural, I guess you could say. So, like, if we just look at the bass even, it goes from, like, E flat. So the first 3 notes in bass, there's already no scale that can accommodate all of these. Well, maybe, like, maybe it's C minor, like, with a sharp 7. C harmonic minor scale. But that would be a weird way to start things off. Actually, that's almost like what it's implying, isn't it? With that second chord being A flat major 9. There's even a major 7th right here. So it's kind of suggesting, like, oh, maybe we are in the key here. Yeah. Although, like, going from C to B natural, that's not really how harmonic minor would go, so... But yeah, like, we already have, like, this sliding scale down. We're gonna see more. There actually are a few A-flat major chords in this piece. A lot more A-flat minor, but maybe that is kind of the ambiguity going on. You know, suspended chords makes it hard to tell if we're in, like, is this E-flat sus chord gonna go like this or like this? You know, sus chords are neither major nor minor. But then we get like another, okay, F minor 9 is our next chord. Well, there's actually no C natural in square 2 here. We got 1 over here, okay. Right, so we had this like C flat for a bit, this B natural. Oh, and there we go, another C in the bass. Okay, so we might be starting the cycle again. I think this is actually like where most of the C naturals in the piece are. Interesting. We'll have to see where this goes. Okay, let me just play from the beginning again to get some context. Repeating our chord progression until we get to here. C flat dares to show up again. Okay. Oh, I didn't show the lower parts here, so let's talk again for a bit. Also, yeah, I did... I don't know if anyone noticed, but I actually implemented like the volume swell in this part here. Nice effect. I did it using these like dynamic markers you can see over here in Guitar Pro. Okay, just making sure my cursor is visible. Oh, you can't see it change. There, pianissimo, piano, mezzo piano. Oh, and then it just fades back out from there. I also love this little like run in the bass here, just spelling out our major 9 chord. Well, without the root though. Oh, and there's another C, another F. And this is the same, this part up here in square 1. This is exactly the same as our A flat major 9 chord here. It's just everything else underneath that makes it sound like F minor. So our top voice is just kind of providing texture, sort of like floating feeling. D naturals as well. Like, this kind of sounds more like A flat major at the start, hey? So why did I go with this minor key signature? Well, it's already starting. Most of the A flat chords in this are A flat minor. And again, that C flat comes back here. It's actually a tritone leap in the bass going from F to B, but it sounds a lot less dissonant in context. And the melody doesn't have I don't think the melody has like anything to suggest a minor key. Yeah, there's no B in the melody here. It's all from the bass. Oh, I'm playing right. Guitar sounds an octave lower than written. I gotta remember to play it that way. And also, square one here. Let's see. Oh, the little yellow box is hiding the ledger lines. Okay. Yeah. Texturally, this is really similar. You know, it's almost like this, or what was it doing before? Oh, it's like one measure before. So all that changed was like one note, like the C changed to C flat, so it's a small shift, but it makes a big difference. Like, even if I just play these chords, like the way I wrote them. F minor 9 to this. That'd be one way to do it. I guess you have to. More sus chords. Oh, and there's A flat major rather than minor. Oh yeah, and here we go. So this seems to start the cycle again with E flat sus 4, but it goes to E flat minor. So like the minor tonality is starting to take over already. So this is definitely E flat minor 7 because we got a D flat right here, compared to like the D naturals we were seeing earlier to sort of sound like E flat major 7 or maybe like A flat Lydian. Melody doesn't tell us anything either. It's just like Undertale style stuff of just open fifths. Oh, interesting. I called this A flat major 9. Like, there's a G natural here, but G flat in the melody. So, but they don't happen at the same time, so there's no crunch. Oh, I love this little like. This little And then our melody hits C flat, and things get nice and wrenchy. And I know this chord symbol looks complicated, but like E flat 7 sus 4. Wait, Don't people just call that E flat sus7? In fact, I even, yeah. Later on in the score, I even had, like, E flat sus7. So, there. It's a little more compact. So, that's what E flat 7 over D flat sounds like. Oh, that... Oh, just those three chords in order. That to A flat minor over E flat. Because you have that sliding chromatic action in the top voice. And the melody preps it perfectly too. This with this. Yeah, I got a pitch wheel on here. That's been far too long since I used it. So yeah, our melody like was kind of dancing around all the ambiguities. Like when we first heard that C flat in the bass, you know. Didn't play any C flats, but now the melody just goes like, you know what, heck it, we're gonna have a C flat now. MIDI engine kind of broke there. You can't see the bend going on here. I have to press B to show what it did. I think... Oh, how do I turn on tab again? Hide tablature. Yeah, the tab shows that the bend is there. But I don't play guitar, and, you know, clutters up the transcription. It's already, like, pretty chonky, so we're gonna keep it hidden for now. Sorry, guitar players. I'll be posting MIDI, PDF, and the GP5 file, so you can review it yourselves and change it as you see fit. I think I'm going to put like a little HVA here so this is easier to read. There we go. So yeah, I mentioned at the beginning, like, I wrote F flat major 7 at first, but it just looked ugly. You know, after the 20th century, I don't think anyone wants to see F flat major anymore. So I've even seen it in other transcriptions. They'll usually do stuff like this. They'll like change all the accidentals to something that makes sense. I mean, like, and as soon as I did it, I was like, wow, why didn't I do that before? This just brain's way better for my brain. So this is our first E natural in the whole piece, and it doesn't sound unnatural at all. Like, it doesn't sound out of place. Like, we started out in A flat major-ish, like, but then to go to E major, like, if I play it right after, it's like, whoa, what happened? Like, it kind of works because it's a, you know, I call that like a superhero chord change where, like, a third related, it's called a median related chord, because, like, the A flat of A flat major becomes the G sharp, the third of E major. But virt got us there gradually, and did it with melodies and this, like, sort of floating texture in the upper square one. The other thing is that E major 7 sounds a lot like A flat minor. All I gotta do is add the E at the bottom. You know, minor chords always have a lot in common with their like major 6 scale degree chords. Like, only one note is different here. So that's why it works. It's just, it's kind of jarring to see, like, A flat minor to E major going from flats to sharps. You know, it seems to raise alarm bells when you're looking at sheet music, but maybe that's why I wanted to write F flat major at first. So... I guess I could call this E major 9 actually, because there's like this C sharp over here, but you know, like one note in this massive texture, I didn't think it was worth including in the chord symbol. Also, we have this great counterpoint here, just like. And there's E flat sus4 again, but it's at the end, so serving the role of like a dominant chord, like the end of a chord progression. And it really feels that way. It feels like the end of a phrase. And, G flat major 7. Yeah, that's totally what's going on here. Yeah, again, my keyboard is like sideways to me here. It's a little, little goofy for my posture. And I'm also like looking looking at the sheets, but the thing I'm playing is to my side. Maybe I could call this like E flat minor add 9, because like it's, you know, there's an E flat at the end here. And there's like an E flat here, E flat here. You know, this really isn't serving the role of like a G flat major 7 chord here. So. There. I guess it is there. Yeah, I think this kind of like functions more like E flat minor, right? Because it's E flat sus4, and it's resolving to E flat minor add 9. Yeah, we're getting some like dissonance, some tension from all these F naturals that are going on here. Again, like, just right after E major, we got an F natural, so it's a thing that I just found more and more once I was in a band and writing music of like, hey, let's have ambiguity between whether we have, you know, say we're in the key of A flat minor, is our 6th scale degree going to be F or E, you know? Or small difference, but you can do a lot with like chords with harmony by messing with that. Because your guitarist is probably going to be playing pentatonic scales in their solos and stuff. So, which won't touch the 6th scale degree. You'll never know what it is. It's supposed to be one of the dissonant ones. And yeah, we're going to C flat over E flat. Why did I spell it like that instead of just B? I mean, C flat major, you can spell with 7 flats or 5 sharps. Again, I wanted to keep like functions the same. Like, we have an E flat chord, I want E flat on the bass, not D sharp. That would be weird. So, and again, this is a B major chord. It's an A flat major chord. 2 of the notes are the same, the C flat and the E flat. You can kind of play both of them at the same time. That's an A flat minor 7 chord. And I know that sounds really crunchy in Guitar Pro. It sounds way better in the original. How did virt do that? How do you make it sound less crunchy? I guess there's like less of an attack to it. You know, it didn't do the changing the duty cycle from 0 to 1 to make a like a plucking sound. Or else there's also like a lot of vibrato before it. No volume change, it just stays at 6. So, but it's right there, you know, B natural and A sharp, or as I keep spelling it in the score, C flat versus B flat. You know, they are like right next to each other too, right? Same octave, octave 3. you look at a FamiTracker. And more chromatically descending bass here. C natural makes an appearance again, sort of. Yeah, there, it's the exact two chords I talked about, the superhero chord change. Superhero movies do that in the soundtrack all the time. Oh wait, that's E flat on top. Well, if it's E major 7, I should reflect that. There we go. With our chromatically descending bass. And then we get a B flat minor chord. I think that's our first one. And the melody guides us through this so well. Oh, this is nice. You have this like E major 7 chord here, but then F natural in the melody right after, like a full measure later. So that's why I played it wrong. Got the maybe ambiguity guess the wrong way. What am I working on this for? To understand it better? Like, this was my favorite album ever when I heard it for the first time in 2012. I mean, now I kind of had a run-in with depression and I don't, like, feel great about things in general, but I still want to transcribe this anyway so that the knowledge is out there. And then virt does it again here, like F minor and then E. I mean, the bass doesn't go chromatic again, you know, doesn't just go from F to E. That's kind of a nice jump. I guess it contrasts like this big jump upward in square 2. Again, F minor, really similar to A flat major, only one note is different. Oops. So, and if we look at how it's spelled, and then, yeah, I knew it, another sus chord. Oh, and then this B flat, like B flat major with another D natural. Seems like it's gonna go to E flat minor, but then it goes to this like oscillating E and B flat 7 thing that just builds tension. In fact, I think virt did this in Incident Zero, like the first main track on the album. Just going back and forth between two chords that were a tritone apart, sort of build excitement. Yeah, virt's a great musician. I gotta spread his genius. Gotta try to crack this stuff open and understand why it sounded so good. This part's kind of like a bass solo. I like it. Before I go too far ahead, though, check out what goes on here in square 2. This top note of the arpeggio shifts upward. You go D sharp, E, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp. It sort of like does like a little melody of its own. Or wait. If I just like solo this, you can kind of hear it. Oops. Silenced it a bit early. Oh, I didn't really do the oscillating volume this time, so that kind of adds to the mystery of it. This is a neat texture too, hey? Like, we have like, you know, it's pretty common to have arpeggios and chiptunes because you can't play all these notes simultaneously on the NES sound chips, so you just play them fast. But here we have like 16th notes, but down here it's 32nd notes. It's going twice as fast and quieter. If you like, we have like delay echoes in the middle here. Yeah, the bass is kind of like front and center in the original though. Like, would you say you're hearing all these individual notes? Like, it's more like the main thing you're following is the bass and kick drum, I guess. Also, it literally is sequenced like techno triplets, not real triplets. I'll show it off in the score here if I can find it. Alright, we can count these notches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. This is a third shorter than these two. Doo 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 doo. Shout outs to the Flashbulb. He does that kind of stuff too. Yeah. Here we got a new chord. This is very sweet. D flat sharp 11 over F. So, yeah, and bass just straight up goes like from E up to F. Again, messing with our 6th scale degree ambiguity. Gonna leave the cursor on that, and this chord here. Ooh, I forgot about this C natural. Okay, this just became D flat major 7 sharp 11. Even though, like, there's no C in the middle voice here. This is just going, like... Oops. Oh, wait. Look at this B flat up here to sort of prep the next chord, which is another E major 7. So, yeah, I love this D flat, this substitution here. So, you were expecting B flat major, but you get that instead. You get a note, you get a chord with D flat instead of D natural in it. This is where the drums kind of... This part doesn't hit nearly as good without the drums. Okay. So, I'm just gonna play the Famitracker version of this, so you can hear the drums. Also, how do we get these octaves here? Well, I'll show how Virt does it in Famitracker. Listen how funky that kick drum is. Oh yeah, and big pitch dive in the bass. Sliding the pick down. So yeah, look at square one over here. It's an octave apart, but it's just moving twice as fast. Sounds kind of like a washing machine. Tim Follin did... Well, it's not quite Tim Follin level. Actually, I think he did do stuff like this in Solstice. Octave doubling. But yeah, as you can see, the volume's exactly the same. So it's not a delay effect. It's like your brain is supposed to hear both of these at the same time. They're just shifted a 64th note out of phase. So yeah. There's also like a big like cymbal wash coming into that too. It always sounds kind of like a crashing wave on the NES sound chip, but it'd be great to hear this played on real instruments, huh? Even though I don't think... I'll get into why that's probably not possible later. And then we have, yeah, E major and D flat major again. So maybe those are the chords that are oscillating? Nope, this is A flat this time. So again, another third related chord. So yeah. D flat major 7 is pretty close. You know, our E becomes F, and our B becomes C, and the G sharp becomes A flat. Oh yeah, this chord though. A flat add 4, that's what I called it, huh? Oh yeah. So square 1's going up and square 2 is going down. These contrary motion arpeggios. This is how virt achieves that super thick texture right here. Yeah, it's definitely A flat add 4. Like a flat 4, like straight up like Rush. Another bass solo. And yeah, going from A flat to F minor, doesn't seem like much of a change. And the other one is just going down. And we have another chromatic shift. We're going from F minor to D. Another surprising chord, just sort of like ratcheting up the excitement even higher. Oh, I better go turn the light on. It's darker in here than I thought. Oh. So, yeah. Oh, it's D sharp sharp 11. Even better. So again, our A flat becomes a G sharp. In fact, okay, how's it voiced? Oh, this is kind of big. It's hard to see both. So, square 1 becomes this. Huh. It's not a big change, like, the notes move, like, in small degrees. And again, it's another D chord, although the D evolves into B minor to make it sound even more, like, even more lifted. And this is just a straight up quotation of one of the themes from Incident Zero. And, like, well, it appears in First Flight as well. Oh, I can't remember. There's like 2 major recurring themes on the album, and this is one of them. I think I gave them names in one of my earlier analyses. I think I called one of them the Time theme. Maybe this is one of them, because yeah, FX4 is a concept album that like virt kind of lines out the story on his website. Or no, is it on the Bandcamp page? It's on there. It's still on the internet somewhere. It's about like a prototype fighter jet that can travel through time, being well, it crashes in a battle and then is raised out of the sea and rebuilt. And this is kind of at the end of the album where the time vampire, who's the main character of FX3, comes out of a hole in time and steals the fighter jet that's rightfully his and leaves. So I imagine Undone is just kind of like the wreckage of this aircraft carrier floating at sea, and it's like a whole but it also causes a time paradox that undoes a whole bunch of things. So it's these scientists sort of staring out at the water confused, and then eventually their lives go back to normal, and it's like none of it ever happened. So that's why the whole song has this sort of like wistful, forgotten feeling to it. So yeah, this is like a descending fifths progression. It's a half step lower than it was in Incident Zero. Oops, can't read F flat. If I just play the chords though. So. Why did I spell this like D sharp? Probably because there's already like a C sharp in it and a D sharp in it. So, yeah. Oh, it's probably because of this run here. I don't want to see that spelled in flats. I'm still gonna call it E flat, even though like the runs are. Oh yeah, look, the bass still is spelled that way. Wait. Wait, there's a G flat in the bass? Interesting. I'm gonna skip way ahead. Yeah, it sounds like it. Yep, F sharp. Huh. But there's G naturals in this part. Yeah, look at this scale here. It's a very interesting scale. Sounds kind of like C sharp minor, but like with some bluesy notes in there. Then bass gets really funky here, just maxed out funkiness. Oh, I love the chords here too. Also gets pretty jazzed up. Oh, look at this. 15 MA. Starting out in E major 7 over C sharp. Maybe you could call that C sharp minor 9, but look at the, racing arpeggios here. Come on, it's E major 7. That's the main harmony being established. Oh, I should probably switch all these accidentals, huh? Oh yeah, this is way easier to read, makes more sense. There we go. That looks like E major, not a bunch of nonsense and A flat minor. We're not an A flat minor now, that's for sure. Yeah. then, yeah, chords changing an eighth note early also becomes pretty common. And then look at this, a G major chord out of nowhere. Only way you can do that is like coming from E major, that's for sure. Even though it doesn't really sound, doesn't quite, well, that's what's going on here. G major 7, sharp 11. Oh yeah. This sounds really spooky out of context. You know, if I solo square 1. That seems like a boss music texture out of context, but we're coming from, let's see. Oh, going from, huh. Huh. How does that work? Oh, Lydian, that's how. Like, this, my brain's thinking it's too big. Like, E to G flat, but maybe I should spell this with sharps, because, like, we're going from E to, and we end up on another chord with sharps in it. I'll do it later. Let's keep things going for now. This is kind of, like, harder to... because it's really busy, right? You know. You know. That's just like 5-1. Huh. In fact, 1, 2, 5. Or wait. Oh, this was like a 4-5-1 in the key of B, is what just happened. That's why it works well. And we're like on this chord for longer, like slightly longer, and it's only an eighth note more, but time moves pretty quick in the world of chiptunes. But yeah, then... Oh, that's why it works. It's because, like, only a few notes are different. Our D sharp becomes C sharp, and our F sharp is retained and is joined by a G natural. Huh. I should switch these accidentals too. There we go. It's a little easier to make sense of. Why didn't I change the middle voice before? Da-da-da. Wait, is there a bend here? Oh, there is. That's why I can't see it. Oh. So there's no G in the melody. Maybe I'm wrong to call this G major 7, like, just because that's the only chord I can spell. Like, what else could this be, though? Like, ignoring the G, this is like a stack of fourths. What's the bass doing? Huh. It's doing like a French 6 chord, like tritone, tritone. Wow, this is a pretty impenetrable texture. Well done, Virt. Yeah, there's no G in the melody. You know, this doesn't seem right. G major 7 sharp 11 over A. Like, I guess like we're on an A bit longer, and then like this kind of looks like A7 sharp 11 in the bass underneath, but this chord up here is playing a G major 7 sharp 11. You know, spelling it like that. You know, here's G major 7, sharp 11. There, I got there in 3 steps. You know, it's still a G chord, come on. Stay with me. This is like one of the coolest parts of the song. That was my best effort at analyzing it. Yeah, and then, at least this part makes a little more sense. G flat to F minor 7 flat 5. That's like, you know, setting up a 2 chord in the key of E flat, right? Oh. Going from that to that sounds really cool, too. Again, we have, like, the, you know... You know... Chromatic down. And then it's just kind of a recap of those same chords, I guess. Right, we have E major 7 again, and then that crazy, it's like the same chord. Although the bass is kind of like playing nice this time. Yeah. F minor 13 flat 5. So that would be one of these. So here's F minor, 13th, the 11th, or no, 9th, 11th, 13th, but with flat 5. But what's going on in the arpeggios? This just looks like a sus chord. Very funny. There's our F in the bass. Where am I getting flat 5 from? So there's some C flats here and here. Oh, that must be why. I guess I just didn't know what else to call this arpeggio over F. Because here's an 11th. Or no, that's the 3rd. What am I talking about? Oh, the 11th is this D flat. Does that even, like, work? Going from... Okay. I mean, this is definitely a B chord. I should probably call this like a slash chord of some kind. Well, the bass is moving around too much. Can't really say it's like a slash chord. And here's that chord again. G major 9, sharp 11. Yeah. That G Lydian chord. Very mysterious chord that fades out. Take us out. Oh yeah, and you're like, wait, okay, Shiner, you said the NES is playing octaves, playing 2 notes at once. How can it play 3 notes at once? Nice, I dropped the needle right on it. Here's some more Tim Fallon stuff. This is like cycling these notes really fast, you know, 128th notes, and having the volume fade away to make it seem like they're, you know, played on a real instrument. Let's see. That's pretty jazzy. Oh. let's give the bass some credit. That's funny because, like, if you just heard that melody out of context, you'd be like, you wouldn't think much of it. That's pentatonic, you know. You know, oh good, we're back in A flat minor finally. But there's like, you know, this A flat minor chord is like not at the beginning of the measure, not at the end of the measure. It's just kind of nowhere. What the heck symbol is that? Oh, I see. It's like a B natural scrunched in there. And then we can have a C sharp there as a reminder. Wow, so what is the score? So we have a B natural, a B flat, a B natural. We have a C natural and a C sharp. All right, maybe I'm definitely not a pro transcriber, that's for sure. Yeah, cool chords. Wow. Wow, when I play it on keyboard, it sounds horrible. How does virt make it sound so good? Anyway, this part here is a direct quotation of Try from FX3. In fact, I'll bring it up. It's faster, though. So here's the beginning of Try, from the last track from FX3. That's a measure of 15/8, by the way. It's an eighth note faster. So yeah, I have this little bit of text here. Sequenced as a hocket with square 2. So for those who don't know, hocket's kind of an academic music term, meaning it's a melody split up into 2 instruments. Like, it's something that probably should be performed on one instrument, but it's like, I got this note, then this note, then this note, then this note. You know, in small groups of notes at a time. And if we look in FamiTracker here, to sort of give these notes more sustain, it's like switching back and forth between square 1 and square 2. So while that's literally what's being played, you know, no one's gonna look at the score and go like, oh, that's what's happening. I wanted to see like how to play Try on one instrument. So mine doesn't have like very good sustain. And again, this is really similar to the beginning of this song. It's has this sort of like floating texture, a lot of suspended chords. You know, if I just play square 1 here, like I wrote A flat minor for chord symbol, but that's only because the bass is playing the melody for us. Same key, right? Still doing the same ambiguous thing of like, do we have F natural or F flat as our 6th scale degree? But again, just playing square 1 out of context. But then the quotation is cut short. I actually heard FX4 before FX3, so hearing Try was like kind of a, whoa, what is that? Like, I didn't realize this was a quotation, although it did kind of sound like... It's hard to remember now, but even still, when I heard this part, it felt like a flashback. Like, it felt like some kind of sentimental reference, just one that I didn't get at the time. And I knew I didn't have it at the time. And again, this... bass just walks right into this one. section's nice. I love this measure here too, like the chord symbols are so cheeky. D flat over E flat, E flat over D flat. Actually, how's this being voiced? Oh, actually it pretty much is how it's being voiced. Oh wow, I actually got E flat in my score, hey? Is that... How did I do that? Literally, how did I do that? I didn't... See, Guitar Pro's weird with transposing. Fret 4. Oh, never mind. It's 15 MA, that's why. Forgot that this is, like, way higher than written. Oh, and the C naturals are back. Yeah, this nice little, like, major break. D flat major too. It's like a kind of in the 4 key area. Still have those same minor chords, but it's like sort of cheery. Ooh, this G minor. I forgot this was in here. That's a really out of place chord. Oh, that's F up there. And what's this? E flat over A. Huh. Whoa, MIDI engine kind of broke a little bit there. Okay. E flat over A. Just seeing that as a chord symbol. That's what it sounds like out of context. I can't make that sound good, but virt can. Oh, it's because it's a passing tone. Like, we have G minor 7 over B flat. G minor 7 is almost the same thing as an E flat chord. Oh, virt goes up. Can't make a slide out sound good on a pitch wheel. It's like... He's like perfectly imitating the way like string instrument players, like electric guitar and bass players, will just like slide their fingers down the fretboard when they're done playing a note. I even got the little volume fade out just right. Let's skip ahead a little bit to Famatracker. Hey, it's the same kick rhythm from the lead-in section. Da, 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 da. Can't make it sound quite that good in Guitar Pro. It's like an octave slide down, it looks like, going from G3 to G sharp 2, and then the sudden cutoff for da. I used to know how to play this. It's pretty easy to learn again. Uh-oh. Okay, that's gonna pop up every time. So I'm just gonna restart Guitar Pro 5 real quick. Okay, where were we? Yeah, we were exactly here. Great. So this refrain repeats a lot for the rest of the song, but there's more stuff. It ends up sounding not repetitive. Okay, so we're gonna hear it a lot. Let's just analyze one loop of it. So we have like a dominant chord, this like E flat, to lead us into it. So first thing I want to talk about is what square one does as this sort of like chimey ringing effect of, but the notes move slowly. Play this with my left hand. Yeah, and then big E flat major flourish at the end. Okay. So, just hearing that, like, out of context, it seems like there's not a lot. Let's see. This part is so cool, though. This, like, D natural and G natural part. This is some fine chromatic harmony, for sure. So the very first thing, it's a, again, my brain wants to say B and F sharp, but I wrote G flat and C flat, because we're in this key with flats. You know, D flat chord, that's fine. You could say C sharp major. You could say F sharp major. You could say D sharp minor. But then this part, the dominant chord at the end of all of it, is E flat major 7, and I am not going to spell that like D sharp major 7. So the compromise is to use flats as much as possible. Again, except for these like E major 7 and C sharp minor that I changed later on. I thought I could make more sense of it letter-wise by being like, oh, it's, you know, G flat, that's our 7 chord, and then F flat, that's our 6 chord. The coolest thing is, like, look at this. We have C sharp major and C sharp minor in the same chord progression. Well, that's only the first half of it. I guess the second half is technically different. So, well, I guess it's spelled like this. Oh. Yeah, just playing the chords as they're written as chord symbols. So. That's another way to play that chord progression. But yeah, let's try to start this off again. So yeah, first thing we hear, the first thing that's ringing, making it sound jazzy this time. You know. The bass is copy-pasted, by the way. It plays like this, like, every time. So, that's all it takes to establish what our chord progression is. I guess I could say this is like actually D flat sus4, D flat, but that is actually kind of what it sounds like. There. So yeah, this square one is bringing out the... Actually, I guess these are the important tones, aren't they? You know, the third. It's definitely A flat minor 7. Like, there's a lot of emphasis on that minor 7th, on that G flat. It's even suspended into the next chord, D flat sus4. B flat minor 7, kind of an interesting spelling. Where's the B flat? I guess there's a B flat leading into it. Oh, look at this rundown here. That's clearly spelling it out. I like that little E flat too. Again, the cool thing is, like, we have D flat chord. Oh. Yeah, the second half of the progression, too. B flat minor 7 has an F natural in it. And so does this D flat chord. But yeah, the same progression also has E major and C sharp minor. So there's, like, some cool variety in here. Right, this bass run is different. Oh, this part. Oh, I put a little accent here because this should be an octave lower, but I'm 1 fret short. Like, this is gonna say fret 11, probably. Oh, fret 1, a couple strings up, of course. But, yeah. I can only produce E natural. I can't make E flat. Like, I'll try. Here's C. There's F flat. I can make it sharper, but I can't make it any flatter than that. Sounds much heavier in the original. Press space to stop Famitracker. And here we have another cool, like, 11 chord over something else. Instead of, like, the, you know, G major 7, sharp 11 over A, this time it's E flat 11 over F. Ooh, that's very Chrono Trigger sounding by itself. Let's see. Huh, it seems kind of unexpected, hey? And yet it works. It sounds stable. Huh. Oh yeah, it's wild, RBD. It's a wild stream. Let's see. E flat add 11. Why did I call it that? Are there any G naturals? Oh, there we go. There's some. Right, there just isn't at the beginning. Yeah, those G naturals are just deeply buried. There we go, some E flat minor sounding stuff. And here's the return of those A flat major chords. I said they were gonna come back later on, and then they did. These G flat chords sound like dominant chords to me. Oh, it's because it goes to A flat major. That's why. And has that G flat. That's why. It sounds like... you would normally hear a G flat if we're going to that. I love how busy the arpeggios get too. But then A flat minor right after E, C sharp minor. This is kind of like the refrain, the repeating progression we heard. It's back! That G major 7 sharp 11 chord. It's like the weird unsolvable paradox. In any context, it just comes back. Right, A sharp. Oh, did I forget? Oh, no? Oh, right, there's F sharps. Okay. D major. I mean, we heard D major compared to F minor before, but now just throwing it in after C sharp minor definitely comes as a nice shock. And, like, the melody makes it work so well, too. Like, if you just look at the melody, you know. Can I play this? Am I jumping too high? Oh, right, we gotta start down here. Again, E, good substitution for A flat minor, followed by C sharp minor, like it was in the refrain. Then this part sounds a lot like the Dance of Eternity. Lots of Lydian chords and changing meters. Well, I'm gonna try my best to analyze this, although I'm kind of... this is a little beyond my expertise. So... well, actually, I'm not gonna, like, bother playing these together. Looks like this is the harmony. This is the melody. Alright, everything is sharp. We got some F naturals in here, so making a very Lydian sound. Also got a little F natural there. I think there's probably a changing meter part in weapon. Maybe it's referring to this. Oh, here we go. Is that a correct analysis? I guess I'm just like contrasting the two lines. Maybe that's reading into it too much. Like if I just play the chords, does it sound? It kind of does sound like two chords just going back and forth. E flat minor 7 flat 5. I'm just saying that because of this. And yeah, a bunch of chords with sharps does sound pretty far removed from this. Forgot to call this A flat over C. Like that D flat coming back. Then we get some descending bass. And there, we're back in E major to A flat. I think that pair of chords was done earlier in the song. It works. I like the C sharp minor that jumps out here. It sounds pretty spooky. It almost sounds like a diminished chord to me. Wait a minute. Something was off. Same thing, but spelled with flats. Okay. Wait, what the? Oh. It's the exact same melody, but I spelled it with flats this time. Why does it sound so spooky, so out of nowhere? There's no F naturals coming out of here. It's probably because like the melody's like harping on E natural right at the beginning. Maybe that F sharp major leading into it is what's so weird. Let's just check it in Fama Tracker. Also, because of the changing meter here, the patterns in the tracker get a little misaligned. Like, beat 4 of the previous measure is now at the beginning of each pattern. I really couldn't do justice to the bass in Guitar Pro here. I mean, maybe I could if I spent more time on it, but I don't think anyone's going to actually try to play this. This is just sort of here as like a score to glance at and just like see what was written. Woo woo! Bring out the fret list for that one. Ooh yeah. VA octave higher than written. But still end up on a great big glorious E flat minor, sorry, E flat dominant chord. I like this little like C sharp minor run up and tucked in this whole like dominant passage. Then we got a bunch more repetitions of the refrain I talked about earlier. But the ornamentation and the melody changes. Kind of like credits music, I guess. I mean, there's like the first track on the album is called HBO Feature Presentation. It's supposed to make you think it's a movie. Need 15 MA, this gets pretty high. Okay, got a little too far ahead there because like the octaves part gets a bit different. Okay, let's talk about the octaves thing at the end. Kicks in around 4-2, I think? Yeah. So notice I've started putting in different chord symbols because, well, these chords are different. Even though it kind of sounds like the same stuff. Let's see. You know, it's still have A flat in the bass. Like, it should be an A flat minor 7 here. So I guess you can think of it as like expanded harmony. You know, it's like instead of our A flat minor 7 chord, we've got, I guess it's A flat minor 11 now. And this like D flat 9 sharp 11 instead of the, you know. Now we got... It's funny how this G flat chord is like not ornamented at all. It's just G flat major, just a triad. And yeah, just like before, this is doubled in octaves. Melody oscillates a bit, but he keeps it pretty loud. Like, this part sounds so thick. You can like really sense the frenzy building because the bass changes. Excitement's building because the bass line finally changed. It's not copy pasted. Yeah, even with fake instruments, virt can make them sound like real musicians giving it their all. Oh, I did get the bend in there? I did. Yeah, this I can't make the melody sound as good in Guitar Pro. I just kind of want it, like, notated. And I did give these... Yeah, I did put these octaves on a quieter dynamic so that they don't come out too loud. Let's see. Anything else different? C-flat major 7 over E-flat. See, I thought this was supposed to just be an E-flat chord. But here we are. We got... Let's see. Hey, Dark Vegeta Man. Almost done showing off this transcription I made. Oh, octave higher than written. Yeah, our band wrote stuff in Guitar Pro 2 when I was in a band. This doesn't sound right. I gotta review this. Let's see. Am I in the right spot? Okay, so I am approximately here. So there's definitely, yeah, this 9876. This is a common volume setting that virt uses for, like, simulating electric guitar leads. Let's see. It's probably because... Wait. Oh, it's because I didn't pick a different fret, that's why. There we go. And yeah, oddly enough, the arpeggios here are just like a boring sus4 chord. Wait, are they? There's a B natural here. Am I looking at the same... Oh, I'm not looking at the same part. G sharp. Ah, indeed. Yeah, D sharp, G sharp, A sharp, D sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp. Yep, only notes of a sus4 chord. Oh, that's the noise channel. Don't get distracted by that. Yeah, and then vibrato starts setting in around when the bass starts moving again. Oh yeah, gotta make sure I'm tracking this one so we can see the chord changes. And yeah, like the upper voice texture actually does drop out here. Look at this. You know, remember how we had like 6, 4, 5? I guess there aren't as many 6s in the volume here, but look right here. Like we got 2s, 3s, 3s, and like not even delay echoes here. So, and I guess if we solo it, it's kind of weird. Like, why would virt do this? Do you even notice it? No, there's so much else going on. Like, triangle's always full volume. Drums are still going full blast. I wonder if it's, like, a relic of, like, the way you were sequencing it before? I really can't figure out why he wrote it like this. Like it's still octave double too. That's the weirdest part. It's like he wanted it to be a little quieter, a little more barren here, but why here? I guess for like this little scale here, this big lead up. Oh, just a D flat arpeggio with an extra E flat. Oh yeah, I can't remember how I set this up. Frets 24. Yo, that's a lie. I'm pretty sure I gave this instrument 30 frets. Let's see. Tablature. Yeah, see? Fret 30. Had to get this screaming high A flat. Or B flat, actually. Look at that. A sharp 5. I think there was like an A sharp 6 in the texture I was doing before. But I think I changed where I thought each octave was. And I love this part too. Like, you actually kind of notice this. You do notice this like little texture drop out here. It seems like a brief unison over here, which is crazy because, like, you mean the soloist isn't improvising? Like, the accompaniment planned this? Or it's more like a beautiful coincidence that just worked out? I think it's more like an effect. Like, you know how in the studio a lot of guitar solos, like, one part will just like be harmonized? It's kind of what went on here. But when I went to sequence it, I was like, well, I didn't like notice it directly at first, but when I went to sequence it, I went like, oh, look at this hemiola here, like 24th notes against 16th notes. It's like, it makes me feel so many ways. It's like, is it a unison? No, not quite. There's still like this kind of marbles down the stairs going on here. Something I wanted to pick apart in the solos, actually. Do the solos play a lot of F's and E's? Like, do they follow the chord changes? Like, the E majors and C sharp minors that have E natural, and the D flats that have F? Or does it just stay away from those notes? Basically, how chrono triggered up are these solo sections? Closely at the Fs if I put natural signs in there. So it's kind of still playing the melody, just ornamented. Oh, there's an F natural. There's gonna be lots of G naturals for the E flat chords. Oh, there's an F natural. Well, because our chord is A flat, I think. No, wait, that's a G flat chord. Looks like... Oh, I wrote this in flats. That's funny. There's an F natural. Another F natural on the D flat chord, of course. This is looking like A flat melodic minor is the scale of choice here. There's another F natural to go with our D flat chord. But we got some G flats. Okay. Well, lots of G flats in this part. Ugh, I don't remember how to use my pitch wheel. It's been so long. Let's see, this is a G flat. Sounds like a half step. So another F natural. Oh, there's an E natural that's kind of plunged into from above, it looks like. Oh, right, this part, again, I can't really do justice in Guitar Pro. It's kind of a weird rhythm. This is kind of, it's not precisely that either, if we really look at it. Where is it? Oh, yeah. It's around here. Yeah, again, it's like A, G, F, E. Lots of fine pitch. It's supposed to be like a... I guess this gets bent up as well. Well, eventually? Or... no, it might be echoing. These threes are probably a delay echo from something above. Anyway. Another F natural. Ooh, a C natural. Pretty. Alright, I haven't, like, tunnel vision that kind of analysis on it until now, but I'm glad I did. So, it's time to make... that's why that solo sounds so joyous, I guess. There's not a single E natural in it. Even over those E and C sharp minor chords. Just stays away from those pitches, I guess. Okay, well, let's just get to the ending here. Again, we have like a slash chord over an F to wrap things up. And I guess these chords at the end are a little different. Instead of the usual, like, we have So let's see. Let's see. Oh, it's sus4. This is like the only part of the song I don't like. I mean, I didn't even notice it until I went to transcribe it. How, like, after all these, like, glorious arpeggios, like, sweeping up and down and changing slightly, we just get... Well, I'll forgive you for being lazy this one time, Virt. You earned it. Putting in so much work. Finally get to the end of that exuberant solo section. And then the octaves finally disappear and the volume kicks in so we can hear this nice little ending. And this is, again, not very precise. This is like, this isn't like plucked again, this is like slowly bent up to B flat again. That's just me approximating, like, at what point it reaches A. I didn't even know this was like a 16th triplet run. I could just tell, like, something fast was happening, but so many other things were happening, it's just buried. Great delay at the end, too. Huh. And then this part is sounds like the beginning of Incident 1, the first track from FX3, establishing FX4 as a prequel. Oh, I guess this rhythm's not exactly right. Oh, interesting. Big slide down. Can't really do that in Guitar Pro. Again, I don't have enough frets to play. This top voice should be an octave lower. Then it goes up a third. Ooh. Alright. Down a third, I guess. Okay, well, I feel like my analysis was woefully inadequate, but I guess that's why this album made me so happy and so sad at the same time. I thought, I'll never understand it, and then, well, I made an effort to understand it. Didn't really get anything from it. Well, actually, no, quite the opposite. I guess this was just one of many examples where I learned that trick of like, hey, if you're writing in a minor key, do some ambiguity with what your 6th scale degree should be. I guess in a major key you could do that with like your 4th scale degree, like just have some modal messing, I would call it. And I thought like, oh, this song is so good, I could never write anything that sounds this good. And yet I've already used the techniques, the same techniques that this song uses. So maybe writing something as good as Undone is not so far out of my reach as I thought. And well, what I like to do at the end of these transcription premieres is like just try to play both at the same time, just so we can verify how accurate it is. But like I said, this is 112.5 BPM. Guitar Pro is going to play at 112.0, so it's going to fall behind. So I guess it's more like I'm doing a performance. I'm going to have to click around to try to keep them in sync if they drift apart. So after this, I'll start a Dragon Warrior 4 speedrun.